What's going on?
We're here at the 2427 trailhead. It's named after two, roads, highways that go through here. Our last section of the Uwharrie Trail is a section hike. We're going to try to go all the way up to where? Dutchman's Creek.
Yep, Dutchman's Creek.
So we parked at this parking lot. It's heavy use, dude. So it's heavy use, but check this out. Historic Lawrenceville. There it is at this gate. So what do you think about that?
It's a nice sign, placard they made.
We just found out that, yeah, Lawrenceville was the town seat of Montgomery County before it was moved to Troy. And then you're talking about early 1800s. So the whole town was back up in here, in these woods. So isn't that kind of cool? So we're gonna hike about a half mile up a trail here to see if we see any remnants of Lawrenceville. I don't think we will, and then we'll get back to you shortly. It's the Dutchman Creek Trail. I don't know if you can see it good. So what we're doing is, it's a very busy parking lot, guys. Every day is busy. It's a major hub, this area, for mountain biking. Uwharrie Trail. This is the southern point of the Uwharrie Trail. Dutchman's Creek Trail and the Uwharrie Trail is just for hiking. So people use this as kind of like their base camp to go into here. You can make numerous your own hiking trail or loop. If you look at a map, you can use forest roads, trails, combine some, and make all kind of loops from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miles to overnighters through here. And then the huge mountain bike section. In this area, Lawrenceville, we just talked about, they got that right here in the parking lot, that stone sign talks about it. And it talks about how this other town before them, near the PD River, they all got sick. And people were dying left and right. I think it's called Tinsdale, something like that. And then they moved it to Lawrenceville. And then from Lawrenceville later to Troy, as far as the big main town of Montgomery County. So we're going to go through here and look around on the Dutchman Creek Trail just briefly before we start the Uwharrie Trail and see if we can see anything about remnants of Lawrenceville. See, everything's kind of hard to see anything. There's a camp right here. So lots of camp spots you're gonna find. So we'll keep looking briefly. Somebody put a line up to hang the clothes or sleeping bag and stuff on. There's a big line that runs across this. Small creek that runs through this area. There is a rock pile here, like this stone rock, these rocks, that was part of it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there is like a rock pile that's near the creek. That was part of the town of Lawrenceville. There's a road that goes all the way through. I don't know if you can tell it, like up in this area here.
It's wide.
It's real wide and it cuts all the way through here. The camera ain't picking it up. It's like, you can almost tell that a main, like a wagon road or something may have went through here. And remember, it connected all the way to Fayetteville, supposedly. Salem to Fayetteville. I think there was a trading path that ran through here. Not 100% sure, but I did read something about that. There's a big pile of something over there. Let's check this out real quick. Like I say, we're going to hit the Uwharrie Trail, but we want to check this out briefly. The first half mile of the Dutchman Creek Trail from the parking lot is supposed to be going through. There's a mound There's mounds out here. Now they've done some controlled burns too. Like let's see, there's a mound right here too.
Along the side of the road.
And that's long, yeah. And then he saw a mound over here too. So I don't know, like I say, it's very hard to see much remnants of that town right now. There's a big mound over there. It is smoky out here today.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Thick smoke too. Something burning.
I think there's a controlled burn going on nearby. They do those burns, by the way. Late winter, early spring. So we hiked about a half mile in Dutchman Creek Trail and then connected to Wood Run. Wood Run's a creek that runs through this area, and we'll be going over Big Island Creek after we hit that Dennis Mountain. So we gotta go, we're getting ready to go back to the parking lot area, get our hiking sticks out, eat a biscuit that we got. But we try to find evidence of Lawrenceville. Do y'all know anything more about that? Other than what the sign tells us, that early 1800s, there is an old drawing of a community township layout. But we don't know. We know it's in this area that we've been in, like right now. But we don't see, like, there's a few mounds we found and some stones piled up near the creek. But let us know in the comments if you know anything else about Lawrenceville. But that's a cool find out here that people often overlook. So if you ever come out here in the parking lot, look to your right for that sign and that stone creation for that sign, and read that and see if y'all find anything. Now the smoke is probably, like I say, from a controlled burn, because it is smoky out here. I don't know if you can tell it. You can definitely smell it. That's the woods. You're looking at Lawrenceville, but not much structures. There's somebody camping way over there in the distance. But anyway, we'll work our way back and hit the Uwharrie. Oh, Lawrenceville, where are you at? We're walking through it, almost back at the parking lot. We took about a half mile detour, 1 mile round trip detour. Dutchman Creek Trail, and used Wood Run. There's a big mound there. Again, it's smoky. They're doing a control burn nearby. Well, probably miles up the road, but. So these trees would never have been here. They would have been gone, and that town would have been built here with their own school and everything. It said it had a school, whole community out here, Lawrenceville. I'm interested in learning more about it. If anybody knows of any specific structures that could be left, as far as maybe some foundations, but we haven't seen any. But I don't mean it's not here. We do know it's very difficult to find now because of time. Nature's taken back. It would have been a beautiful area. Wood Run Creek runs through here, therefore the name, the mountain bike trail is called Wood Run. Dutchman's Creek Trail is named after Dutchman's Creek. All of them creeks, Dutchman's Creek North, flow into the Uwharrie River. And then what do we learn south of there?
Oh, all the creeks, they run into the PD River.
Big Island Creek, Wood Run Creek, typically all those, and the other unnamed streams are going to run into the PD River south of Dutchman's Creek. All right, guys, we'll hit you when we approach Uwharrie Trail. Oh, check this out. I was going to shut this off. Here's a sign. There you go. We found something. The courthouse, the center of Lawrenceville, stood as a symbol of justice. And it had a whipping post. The courthouse had a jail and a whipping post. So they did whipping. I'm just reading through, but there is something here. Look at this. There you have it. What do you think about this? This post thing. So basically in 1843, the courthouse burned down by some guys. Actually burned it down. It mentions that in some literature we've read, that some guys burnt down the courthouse to destroy some evidence. And it just, you know, when he burned it, and it destroyed all the public and judicial records prior to 1843. So anyway, I don't know what this pole is, but that pole, let me get out of it, is right here. So what was that? And above it, and there's concrete in, but there's that's what it looks like. There's an old can laying on top somebody found and left. What do you think that post is in the ground?
Whipping post, maybe?
Is that the whipping post? Because it mentions the whipping post. Court-directed whippings were administered. You know, we need those today. That would straighten up most of society, honestly. Because we have some adults and some kids that are just need that done. Trust me. But wow, it's kind of cool. We thought we weren't gonna find nothing. Look at this. Huge stone sign again, and remnants of some of these old plants from the homesteads out here. It says the historic Lawrenceville. This sign marks the historic town of Lawrenceville, largest town in Montgomery County until the mid-1800s. An important trading road from Fayetteville to the PD River ran through here. That's basically what it says. Montgomery County was divided in half by the river, the PD River. Huh. That's wild. And then they decided to move the township to Troy because it's more central in Montgomery County. And then once they made that decision, that's when these guys burnt that courthouse down, destroyed those public records. So they didn't want to be whooped. So all your early judicial records were lost in the 1800s because those guys burned it down. Well, how cool is that? These plants are everywhere out here. Look at that. That's a whole bunch of these plants. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Very cool find. So this is the town of Lawrenceville. Now I don't know what all this is, but this is just stuff brought in. I don't know, but we're walking through it. All this area was part of this town. We see rocks and stuff, but there's a field. Now somebody brought in concrete blocks, but they have something here. Obviously not the concrete blocks, but people brought those in to sit in. What is it? What is it? Old bottles. What? Look at these old bottles. There's an old toaster back here. Now that's not from then, but there's a lot of old bottles. What do we got here? Oh, good Lord.
There you go.
Look at that.
Old.
So this flat zone here. Lots of old bottles out here, guys. Holy chamoy, look at all this. Good gosh. There's the evidence of your town. And a lot of bricks back here, guys. So we did find some evidence Lawrenceville is true, guys. We conquered it. There's some old bricks. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. And stones where they had built. I don't know what this would have been. Something with the town. Whoa, it's got a lot of stone and brick. Look at that. A lot of stones. And then this brick, part of a brick structure was here. I don't know if it's picking up good. So yeah, all through here you got stones, glass bottles. Oh man. Look at that. A lot more. So guys, yeah. We did find stones, bricks, an old barrel. Check it out, guys. I guess you just have to be patient when you're hiking. Look at that.
That's what's left of it. A little bit of scrapping.
Somebody been shooting it.
Yeah.
And then over here is more of these green glass bottles.
That's all left. Bottles and
Look at that. Some old tires. There is the creek runs through here too. This is crazy. There is all kind of crap back here. Hey, I don't want you touching that, but what is this? Look at this. What the heck? I'm putting it back like I found it, cause you know. All right, guys. So, hike the Dutchman Creek Trail where the Wood Run connects, and then hike back up. Basically, Wood Run Trail is what you need to be on from the parking lot. Go down Wood Run Trail to the right, just about a half mile in, and you'll find all this. All right, successful. Mission 1 accomplished today was discover Lawrenceville and explore it a little bit. Now we got to hit the Uwharrie Trail and work our way 6 miles in to where we left off our last video of the Uwharrie section hike. We left off at Dutchman's Creek, if y'all remember. So we're going to hike to that point where it intersects Uwharrie and then back. Folks, check this out. Leaving Lawrenceville, going back to the parking lot. What road was this called?
The Plank Road. Old Plank Road.
We're taking a break on this sign. That's our stuff on the sign. We're eating and we're taking it back. But check this out, Old Plank Road. So basically there's a historic sign out here as we're heading back. There's several of these, so this is really cool actually. Plank roads were toll roads back then. 1/2 cents you had to pay if you was on your horseback by yourself. And then 4 cents per mile for a 6-horse wagon, or 1/2 cents per mile for a sole rider on a horse. It went from Fayetteville to Salem, and then it talks about Morganton Fayetteville Road. So there's different plank roads back then. Some ran through here, right through Lawrenceville. Now, some of them glass bottles wasn't from 1800s because you saw the caps were more modernized, but that was probably 1900s, early 1900s. I don't know. But some of them glass balls are really old though. They have weird shapes and stuff. Those tops were gone. But what a cool find. Let us know if y'all know anything else about this place. Where any other cool stuff might be in this area for future dates. But we're going to wrap up Lawrenceville now. We keep finding cool stuff. And we thought we was going to strike out. All right, guys. Catch you in a bit.